Hi, I'm Meteorologist John Dissauer. Thanks for checking out my blog, New at Dissauer. Wanted to talk a little bit about what we may or may not see on Friday in the way of some severe weather possibilities. We've been talking a lot about snow and ice and sleet lately, but here's what we're looking at now is a storm system that's just out in the Rockies that's going to develop in the next 24 hours and then eventually push off to the east. We've had the rain around here. That's all moving eastward, but the energy we're looking at is just now moving into Utah and Colorado, and will eject out through the day tomorrow. You'll see it well on Precision Cast. Here we are at noon tomorrow. Not much going on, but I want you to do is turn your attention not over us, but look more out in this general vicinity as we go through time here of Precision Cast. By 7 o'clock we're still fine, by midnight we're still fine, but notice, here we go, by 6 a.m. a line of storms developing just ahead of a cold front, and these will keep moving eastward. And could see some strong storms with this as well. Notice here we go, by noon it keeps pushing to the east, and then it starts to redevelop and get a little stronger as we get some heating going on through the day. Here we are at 5 o'clock because it's right through the middle of us. Thunderstorms a good possibility with this line. And then as it pushes off to the east Friday night, so this would be New Year's Eve and New Year's Day morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. Notice the rain is out of here, so if you're a late night partier for New Year's Eve as you're heading home, the rain should be out, but temperatures will start to fall off as colder air comes in back behind that front. I wanted to take a look at this. These are the dew points, and it's interesting in the wintertime because severe weather in the winter is handled slightly different than in the spring. We still need a lot of ingredients, but not necessarily as many ingredients as we do in the springtime. And it's interesting because dew points are important to look at. The National Weather Service office in Paducah had done some research here locally and showed once you get dew points above 50 degrees, your chances for severe weather increase quite a bit. And so it becomes more of a dynamically driven storm with also a lot of wind will be in place, especially at the surface. We'll probably see winds 15 to 25 miles per hour as that line comes through just from sustained winds feeding into this. So we'll look at the dew points, and again, the dew point, if you don't know, is just a measure of the amount of moisture in the air. Basically, if you took the temperature down from that point to this temperature, you would have dew beginning to form. So here we are Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Moisture is moving in, and the dew points are increasing. And look back to the west, you see dew points into the 50s. By Thursday evening, we're well into the 50s with the dew points. By Friday morning at 7 a.m., remember I mentioned that line of thunderstorms we were just looking at is coming through here. Notice how the dew points have dropped in Kansas City down to 39, but ahead of it is 52. And our dew points are sitting in the mid-50s at this point. You can see the colder air coming in back behind it as our air surges further up with moisture. By noontime, we're sitting at a dew point of 58 degrees. It's 60 down in Memphis. Excuse me. 61 by 4 o'clock. So that's when that line, Precision Cast had the line right about through here. Actually, I'll take that back. It was just west of there, right around through here by 4 o'clock. So there, if this pans out, and sometimes the models have a hard time handling dew points, but if this pans out, there's going to be plenty of moisture for thunderstorms to thrive from. I kind of think we'll see a lot of storms, maybe this area in south, down towards Memphis, Missouri, Boot Heel, eastern Arkansas, and western Tennessee, but not out of the question we could see some storms around here at that point. And again, look at the push of drier air coming in from the west back behind this cold front. So here we are at 4 o'clock, 61 degree dew points in Cape Girardeau. Then as we head into the evening hours, our dew points start to drop. That means drier air is beginning to move in and colder air, Arctic air coming in. Look at dew points now in Kansas City down to 4 below zero. And just to watch the dew point for Cape Girardeau then as we go through the day on Saturday, it continues to drop. That's an indication to me that we're going to see drier air coming in, and I think we're going to see temperatures falling off. I've been saying for several days, high temperature probably around 45 degrees on Saturday comes at midnight, and then temperatures falling off through the day. By afternoon, we're sitting in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees, so it'll be a little cooler once we get to Saturday. The Storm Prediction Center does have parts of southeast Missouri and southern Missouri, for that matter, and northeast Arkansas included in their slight risk area for severe weather through the day on Friday. So I think the main threats from this would be damaging wind, which is not uncommon for this time of the year, and there's also a chance we could see a few small spin-up tornadoes, which again is not uncommon for December. December ranks third amongst all the months in seeing tornadoes around here. They're not the same type of tornadoes you have in the spring and summer. They're not long-lived. They're short. Sometimes they're hard to see on radar. But I'm not concerned about tornadoes at this point. But damaging wind is definitely a possibility on Friday. It's far from a sure bet that sure thing that we're gonna see severe weather on Friday. But just wanted to give you some heads up so you can think about it, because most people aren't thinking about severe thunderstorms this time of the year. So now's the time to kind of think about what you might do if you hear of a line of storms coming towards you. That's the latest from here now in the Storm Team Center. I'll be updating this probably again tomorrow and tomorrow evening as to our chances for strong storms as we head through Thursday, and then of course the storms arriving by Friday. So hope you have a great evening, and I will see you later.